So for a while now, I've been saying that I'm going to get the next 3 books of the Half Dead series, the Zombie Apocalypse series, finished before the end of 2026 and get them published and out there. It's looking increasingly like I may not make that deadline. To explain, I need to go to my planner. Now I do 4 on, 4 off. So this is today, the 21st. And then in 2 days' time, I'm going to be back at work. I'm doing 2-day shifts, 12-hour shifts, and I'm doing 2 night shifts, 12-hour shifts. So the issue I've got is that after this month, I am then in August going to be doing a lot of overtime. I come off the back of this night shift, 7 till 7, so 7 in the morning. So that day there is pretty much going to be me asleep and recovering from the night shift prior to that. Then I've got an overtime shift in there, which is day shift, so that's 12 hours. Then I've planned to do my business accounts. Then I've got a free day here. I just need to book in my MOT for my car, but that's just a phone call. So I've got that particular day. Then I'm back to work for 4 shifts. Then I'm coming off the back of another night shift here, so that day is kind of more or less a no-go. Then I've got another day free. Then I've got a night shift that particular night, so that'll take me into this last day before I go back onto my regular shifts. So that day is basically cancelled out. And then again, coming back off another night shift, so that day is more or less cancelled. I've got another free day. Then I'm back to work for another overtime shift on night shift, so that cancels out basically this day. And then I'm back again for my 4 shifts, coming off of a night shift for that day, so that day is pretty much cancelled. Then I've got another overtime night shift, so that's going to cancel out that particular day. And then we're into September, and then I've got another overtime day shift here, so that day is then cancelled out. Then I've got straight after that a nighttime overtime shift, so that goes into this last day here on the 8th, which cancels that day out, which means, and then I'm back on work for those 4 shifts, which means, and that'll be cancelled out, I haven't got any free time basically until the 14th of September. So as you can see, up until September, the middle of September, I've got very little free time to be able to get on right, which means September, October, November, December. So 3.5 months basically to get those books redrafted and also get the covers designed as well. Other problem that I've got, which is a good problem, but it's still a problem all the same. And I need to go back to the planner to show you exactly what I'm on about. So at the moment, I have 3 narrators who are doing separate books. The first book, which is being narrated by a woman called Emily, is due on the 31st of July this month. So it is due in just under 2 weeks. If we come over to August, we've got book 2, which is due on the 16th of August, which is being narrated by a woman called Carenza. So that is due basically 2 weeks after book 1. Then we've got 2 weeks after that, book 3 is supposed to be due, which is being narrated by a woman called Louisa. So basically I've got 2 weeks between each audio book. Now, the woman who is narrating book 1, Emily, has literally just contacted me yesterday to say, can she extend the due date by 2 weeks to the 16th of August. Now, if we come over to August, the 16th of August is when book 2 is also due. So I am basically going to be having 2 audio books delivered to me on the 16th of August. Those audio books are going to be on average about 8 hours long each, which means, let me take a seat, which means I have to go through those audio books, listening to them whilst I read the book to make sure that the narrator is actually saying the words that are written, that I have written in the book, making sure that she pronounces certain words correctly, inflections are correct, the accents for individual characters are all correct. If there are certain things that I don't think are right, I have to make notes, and then I have to send those notes back to the narrator, so they will then kind of adjust that and then come back with an adjustment for those particular issues that I think need kind of working on. To listen to that, to read the book, and to stop and pause and make notes, that is going to take me several days in my estimation. Now, I haven't done it before, but I would imagine that would take probably 3 to 4 days for each of those audiobooks. So that is a big chunk out of the days that I have actually got free from work when I'm not doing overtime or I'm not doing my normal shifts, which means I am not going to get a lot written for these next 3 books until, looking at that planner, mid-September, which is 2 months away. So in the next 2 months, I am probably going to get very, very, very little written of these next 3 books, and I'm trying to get published before the end of this year. So that is the problem that I have at the moment. On top of that, I've also got a 4th narrator who is doing some examples of accents for book 4, and I'm hoping that she is going to be able to pull those accents off, and then I can get the ball rolling on book 4, which means I would also have to check through book 4 when that arrives, which would be, because I haven't commissioned her yet, later in the year. So I'm thinking, let's say that gets commissioned in the next kind of couple of weeks. That's probably going to take it to a delivery date of October, November possibly. So that's another big chunk of downtime for writing when I have to listen through. And then that's going to have a knock-on effect into next year, 2027, because the plan is to write another 6 novellas next year, which is sequels for The Half Dead. So although I'm making progress with the audiobooks, it seems to be to the detriment of the next 3 books that I'm trying to write. So if you are waiting for the next 3 books to be released, I will apologise in advance because they may not be coming this year now. I would imagine if there is that delay, then it would probably be only maybe a couple of months, so at the beginning of next year, maybe February-ish. But fingers crossed that I can get them done this year, and I will try my best to do that. But like I say, it's looking pretty slim that I am going to be able to get all 3 books out this year.